What's going on, guys? This is Gainz Gaming. Today we are talking about the new archer commanders that will be coming into game very shortly, and talk about whether or not they might actually be meta or if they are skippable. We'll also talk about the other archer pairings that we have currently and if these shake those up a little bit. If you didn't know, I am actually planning on running another archer pairing, so this cycle actually is relevant for me for the first time in a while. So as of right now, I have been running my Choe Yeong and my Herman Prime for my one Archer March. Now I do have Boudica Prime and I have YSG Expertise as well. So as of right now, that is a pairing that I'm probably going to run if these new Archer Commanders are not good enough for me to Expertise one of them. However, the one Archer that I am personally looking at is Shajar. Not sure if I'm saying that right, but Shajar al-Durr is who I'm looking at for the new Archer Commander for me to replace my Boudica. Now, that is only going to be if she actually is better than Boudica Prime, which we'll have to see the testing on that. So I'm going to have to wait a little bit, but it's going to work out pretty well for me because I won't be going into KVK for a little while, and so I'll actually have a little bit of time before expertising her if I choose to do so. But we'll go over her skills as well as the other guy, Choe Yeong, I believe I'm saying that right, but we'll go over both their skills and talk about what these are actually going to look like when they get in game. So for Shajar, she is going to be the Wheel of Fortune commander, so she is the open field commander in this cycle. So these commanders are interesting because they have a brand new feature that we have never seen before. So her first skill, if serving as the primary commander, will deal direct damage to a target troop, damage factor of 2800 damage, which is crazy high. And then if she is the secondary commander, for the next 10 seconds, whenever this commander heals a target, they also deal 80% percentage affected by their troop's attack of the heal strength as true damage to a target troop. Now, that is incredibly confusing to me, and I feel like everyone is kind of confused as to how that works, which is why we need to see in-game how she actually works. And this commander's troop is mighty healed for a large portion of its slightly wounded units, healing factor of 2000. Then in either case, the target of the troop loses 50% march speed for 3 seconds. So whether or not she is the primary or secondary, you will reduce their march speed by 50%, which is crazy in the open field. For 3 seconds, that is a good amount of time to lose 50% of your march speed. But when it comes to this healing factor, it is interesting because it's saying that it's going to heal a target, which is just really confusing. Like, why would you want to heal your enemy? And then they also deal 80% of that heal strength as true damage. So they're still gaining heals, but they're also taking damage. Is just really confusing. So we have to see how that actually works when it gets into game. But I mean, above all this, I think her as a primary is kind of a no-brainer unless this is actually good. I honestly couldn't really tell you right now. Her next skill, this commander's archer units gain 35% health and 20% march speed. That is crazy good. This honestly alone, the march speed, might make me want to expertise her just for that. And then her third skill, if this commander is a field troop, their troop takes 10% less normal damage, which is great with smite damage on the rise. Whenever their troop uses an active skill, it mighty heals up to 3 nearby allied or friendly troops, including this commander's troop, for a large portion of their slightly wounded units, healing factor of 500. So that one isn't as crazy, but you're healing your allies as well, or your other marches, which is really nice because it's going to help you sustain in the open field. And reducing that normal damage taken is also really good with Luce, with William Wallace, with Gorgo, with all these smite damage commanders that are coming into game. Her fourth skill, this commander's troop takes 20% less damage while on the map. That's crazy. That is just insane. While this commander's troop is on the map, whenever it is reduced to 60% units remaining, it will be mighty healed for a large portion of its slightly wounded units, healing factor of 5000, and for the next 8 seconds, their troop loses 40% attack and takes 40% less damage. This skill can trigger once per hour, or it will reset once you enter your city. So this is actually a very similar skill to Constantine. So his skill, you can see you get a healing factor of 15,000 when you get to 50% units remaining. So it's not going to be as big as Constantine, but this will make her very relevant in Sunset Canyon as well if you care about Sunset Canyon, because I mean, she's going to get to 60% health in Sunset Canyon, obviously, but in the open field, you're probably also going to get to that point, and then you're going to get a pretty big heal, obviously 1/3 the size of Constantine, but still 5,000 is a good amount of healing, especially in Sunset Canyon. So if you are someone that cares about Sunset Canyon, she is probably a commander that you're going to want to use in that case. And then plus her other healing factors are going to be really nice as well. Now her expertise, whenever this commander's troop heals a troop For the next 3 seconds, the healed troop gains 10% defense and deals 20% normal damage. So the reason why this is so good is because you are going to be healing your allies throughout this. And so if you look right here on her third skill, you're going to be healing your allies or your own troops. And if you are healing, say, William Wallace and Luce, the William Wallace and Luce are going to deal 20% more normal damage for those 3 seconds, which is just crazy good. Plus, you're going to gain 10% defense. So if you're using 3 or more units on the field, you're going to be getting 10% defense and 20% more normal damage on all of your units. That is crazy good. And so in my opinion, she is a must expertise if you are going to use her, but I think that she is going to be a fantastic open field commander. I really do want to see how this first skill works because the wording is just so confusing. I don't think anybody really understands how this works until we actually see it in game. But if you guys have an idea on how this works, let me know in the comments below, and I just want to see what you guys think because to me it's confusing. Maybe I'm just reading it wrong, but to me it's just really confusing. But I think Shajar, I will be very interested in expertising her. I have plenty of commanders to do so. I currently have just over 1,000 gold heads. So when she gets in the game, I'll probably have around 1,050 or so when she enters the game, because as of right now, it'll be about a week and a half when the Wheel of Fortune will start. So I'll definitely be spinning her wheel, at least getting an unlock, and then being able to expertise her if I choose to do so in the future. We'll have 3 different wheels with her, I believe, since she'll be a brand new commander. So you'll have plenty of time to unlock her or to get more heads of hers if you're looking to use her. Now, when I'm looking for a replacement, I'm looking to replace Boudica Prime. So for me, she has to be so much better than Boudica Prime that I'm willing to basically throw away 700 gold heads and invest an additional 700 gold heads into a new commander, because if I throw away Boudica Prime, I will never ever use her again. So if I do expertise Shajar, I will be throwing away Boudica Prime forever, essentially. So that's going to be a pretty big decision for me to make. And so I have to see, is Shajar and YSG or Shajar and Boudica Prime going to be so much better than Boudica YSG that it's just a no-brainer, or if it's just slightly better, kind of like when we had William Wallace come into game, he was like just slightly better than using Luce and Alex. I need to see more than that difference. So that's personally what I'm going to be doing. Obviously, everyone's in a different spot. I'm in a very good spot when it comes to my marches because currently I have basically every single meta march you could ask for. I have Wallace Luce, I have Joan Nevsky, I have Hugh and William, I have Guan Scipio, and I have Zuge and Herman. So my 6th march, you know, it's a pretty good starting point where I'm at right now. And honestly, I'm pretty happy with where I'm at. But let's go over the other Archer commander because some people do like winning Mightiest Governor and using these commanders in the open field. So we'll kind of see if he actually is going to be viable in the open field or if he is just going to be a garrison commander, because obviously some have utility in both, kind of like Asher Bonapel. He is a rally commander, but he's also very usable in the open field. So when it comes to Choe, his first skill is going to be single target damage. For the next 10 seconds, whenever this commander heals a target, they also deal 80% percentage affected by their troops' attack of the heal strength as true damage up to 5 nearby enemy troops. Every additional target reduces the damage dealt to each target by 15%. And this commander's troop is also mighty healed for a large portion of its slightly wounded units, healing factor 1400. So this is just really confusing. I mean, it's an AoE, so maybe this is a commander that you want to unlock just for AoE barbing. I mean, that could definitely be something you're looking into, because if it's going to do true damage to up to 5 nearby enemy troops, we'll have to see if it is a circular AoE. I actually think it is. At least I thought I heard it was from our developers. Or developer contact with Rise of Kingdoms. So if it is, he could be someone that you might want to just unlock in the first place, just to use for AoE barbing if that's something that you do. So that could definitely be something that's viable, but for the open field, I mean, that is pretty low, but up to 5 nearby enemies, that could be pretty decent. His second skill, this commander's archer units gain 30% defense and 5% march speed. Pretty subpar compared to Shajar with the 35 health and the 20% march speed, like that's pretty substantial. And then if this commander's troop contains only archer units, it deals 10% more normal damage. So, you know, not amazing. I mean, you'd rather have skill damage in that case, but normal damage is okay, I guess, for like anti-swarm. But also with march speed, like you don't care about march speed with this. So pretty underwhelming skill here. His third skill, this commander's troop takes 20% less normal damage, which is solid. If this commander is serving as a garrison, whenever their garrison is hit with a basic attack, it has a 20% chance to negate all of its current targets' health and defense buffs for the next 5 seconds. That's pretty solid. I mean, increasing the probability is okay. I would have rather have something else that you're getting as well on top of this. But I mean, not a fantastic skill. I don't really know how usable it's going to be with the normal damage reduction unless you're getting swarmed. Because obviously, like, you're not rallying with Luce or Wallace or even Gorgo, like, you're not doing that. So, this doesn't seem as good. His 4 skill, if the current target of this commander's troop is a rallied army, increases all healing of this commander's troop received by 45%, which is crazy high. And whenever this commander's troop uses an active skill, the target loses 10% health for 7 seconds. This effect can stack up to 5 times, and its duration resets whenever it gains another stack. Okay, so this skill makes him usable, in my opinion. This skill alone makes him very, very usable. I think, like, if you put this in a pass, I don't think you'll ever lose a pass. Like, honestly, like, you could put this in a pass and you will honestly never lose it. Like, put this in Hera in a pass, holy crap. Like, that's 5 stacks. That's crazy. That's 50% health reduction and 45% healing bonus. That's just absurd. All right, his expertise. This commander's troop deals 25% more counterattack damage. If the target troop has fewer units than this commander's troop, this counterattack damage bonus is increased by 15%. So this is just completely anti-swarm. Like, you just can't swarm this guy. You just really can't. Because even if you're a whale and you're swarming this thing and you have 430,000 units in your march, you're still going to be taking an extra 15% counterattack. That's a lot of counterattack. And then an additional 25%. So you're taking a ton of counterattack damage when you are swarming this guy. So I think anti-swarm, I think pass defense, fort defense, I think he definitely could be usable. Is he going to be meta? I don't know. I think for passes, yes. But let me know what you guys think about Choe. If you guys think he's going to be crazy good, I think his first 3 skills are kind of underwhelming, but his 4th skill and his expertise are very, very good for niche situations like pass defense, like fort defense, where you're, don't really have field control, and so you're trying to avoid the swarm. Those are instances where he would be very, very good to have. So does he fit into an open field situation? I don't think so. I think he could be usable for AoE barbing, but that's only really if he is a circular AoE, which we should be able to see here very, very shortly. But let me know what you guys think down below about these 2 commanders. If you are planning on using Shajar, or if you're a garrison captain and you are planning on expertising Choe, let me know down below and what you guys think about these 2 commanders and what they're going to be doing in Rise of the Kingdoms when they come into game very, very shortly, because it will be the next Mightiest Governor cycle that they come into the game. So the Mightiest Governor will be about 12 days or so, and then the Wheel of Fortune will be about 9 or 10 days when we can see these commanders. So let me know what you guys think down below, and thanks again for checking out the video.